Very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, our viewers from whatever location you are tuning in. Thank you so much for having you. It's a brand new week, a brand new show. Here at The Point, we welcome you to be part of this show. And today on our show, we have a guest whom in a short while I'm giving her a chance to introduce herself, tell us more about who she is and why we are here today. Thank you and karibu.
Okay, Sante, thank you. Thank you for giving me a platform to be here today with you. I appreciate the invitation. Dr. Ruth Oluoch. I'm a medical doctor by profession. Currently, I'm majorly in the private sectors as we are waiting for the government to give us opportunities. I must say, I think today's topic is going to be one that I am majorly invested in and currently what I majorly practice in the private sector. So let's take it on and see what wellness will entail. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Daktari, you've started it on a high note that you will not ask what the government will do for you, but instead what you'll do for the government. And in that aspect, you've decided to find something to do as you wait for the government to come in for you. Daktari, today I want us to talk on a wide array of issues that have got implications on our lives. And could you please give us an overview of the issue of wellness? When you say wellness, I know these are issues that keeps us away from the doctor. And it's not that the doctors are bad people, but there are things that we're supposed to do that in a way, in essence, stop us or minimize our chances of visiting the hospital. So from a doctor's perspective, what are some of the wellness issues that we need to bear in mind going forward?
Okay, first of all, I must say, like, that's a good topic to start with on health topics. Wellness is a big issue and it's a general issue. And when we talk about wellness, it's not just absence of sickness. It's not like being without disease. Wellness comprises of so many factors. It's a physical well-being, it's a mental well-being, it's an emotional well-being, socially, like social well-being. So those are the major components of wellness. So when we talk about wellness, we are more in the preventive part of disease. We don't want to get to the curative level. We don't want to get you when you've developed all the chronic conditions. So we try to come in before we reach to the level where I have to prescribe 50 medications for you. Yes, so generally that is wellness, and this one topic that I like is something I can say every day. It's something I take a look at, and whenever I get a we call them patients. Yes. I know in other languages they call them clients. Yes. Whenever I get a patient, despite just giving a prescription, I always feel it's very important to let you know of how do you guard your wellness? What we call, how can you prevent coming back tomorrow? I always say in medicine, we don't want clients to come back. We don't want patients to come back tomorrow. I want you to go home and be healthy. And one way of being healthy is mind your well-being. Yes.
Thank you. Mind your well-being. Doctor, I heard you mention several types of well-being, but I didn't hear you talk about financial well-being. I only had social, I only had physical, I only had health-wise. So, or the financial well-being comes in when you're already sick.
Well, when we talk about social, yes, and we talk about emotional
it's in
and
there.
Mental, yes, well-being,
yes,
you realize all these, yes, there's financial aspect touching on it.
Implied.
Yes, when you are broke, you're going to get stressed.
Yes, it even affects what you eat.
It will affect what you put on the table, yes, and this will affect your physical wellness.
Yes.
This is where you start eating. Okay, actually, most of the people that are broke, they eat a lot of junk foods, which are not healthy. Yes. Yes.
Fair enough. Thank you. By way of highlighting, what are some of the lifestyle diseases that could be preempted or prevented by taking wellness seriously?
Okay, so some of the diseases, we call them lifestyle diseases. Yes. These are diseases that majorly are you can easily prevent them. This is why we talk about hypertension, we talk about diabetes, obesity. Yes. Yes, such conditions, they are very easy to prevent by simply minding your well-being.
So is wellness something that could is taught in schools, or is supposed to be taken serious even at household level?
Wellness is not taught in school.
Yes.
There's no like, okay, you will be taught healthy diet.
Yes.
You will be taught about physical activities, running, doing exercise. But wellness is something like at the household level, we can implement it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So what should I or my viewer prioritize when it comes to wellness? Are there the do's and don'ts?
Yes, there are do's and don'ts, and I always say they are very easy to do, and the don'ts are also very easy to not do. Like, it's not a rocket science. It's not out of this world. The issue is when you talk about wellness, somebody will think like, oh, so you just want me to be eating vegetables like skuma wiki throughout the week. No. Actually, that's not just wellness. We've talked about, remember when I introduced, I said wellness covers so many aspects. It covers the physical well-being, which involves what you put on your table. It involves the physical, like the activities you do, your daily, like what exercise, type of exercise do you do. Then I talked about emotional well-being.
Yes.
Like, how stable are you emotionally?
Yes.
I talked about mental well-being.
Yes.
This is where now we talk and say about finance.
Yes.
The your stress levels. And then we talk about social well-being.
Yes.
Socially, are you isolated? Do you have a family support? Like, do you have a source of support for yourself? So that is generally what, like, when I talk about wellness, it's all that. Imagine that means at family level, it's very easy to, because you've seen there's no way I've said
Yes.
you are going to buy some medication
Yes.
to bring on the table.
So far, you've not said.
Yes.
So do I hear you to be saying that lack of support structures, even at household level, at personal level, is one of the things that could undermine that wellness?
Yes, because when you lack support, what happens? Okay, let's say for those who even stay alone, when you're staying alone, you realize you are in an enclosed place most of the time. When you come from work, you're just in the house. There's no distraction.
Yes.
You don't have anybody to tell how was your work, how was your day looking like, and what challenges are you dealing with.
Yes.
And this will have an impact on your mental well-being. So you get stressed, you start getting depressed. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you get depressed or stressed, there's always there's a hormone we call cortisol hormone. The cortisol levels, when you have a constant elevation of cortisol levels, it contributes to the lifestyle diseases. This disease that we are trying to prevent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
High cortisol levels will lead to obesity. It will lead to diabetics. So these are things we try to control simply by having a support. Like, when I know I come from here, I'm going to get maybe my sister or my brother or my husband, someone at home to talk to tell them, on my way going for my interview, I met this, or I had to encounter this and that.
Yes.
That talking alone is a healing, it's
some
healing.
kind of debriefing mechanism.
Yes.
Would you say money is a support structure? If I have money, then at least mentally I'm fine, socially I'm fine, physically I'm fine, because if I have money, I can go to the best gym. Is money, what is the role of money in wellness?
Money, I can say money, for lack of a better term, it's sometimes overrated, because people with money are very depressed. People with money.
Say that again?
People with money are very depressed.
People with money are depressed.
Yes.
Please unpack it for our viewers.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes you realize you have money, but what happened by having this money? You keep chasing for more.
Yes.
You don't have time for yourself. Like, it's a weekend, we have a very long holiday, Easter.
Yes.
It started all the way from Friday. But because you are staying, let's say you're staying in Karen, you know, there's a lifestyle that you are living.
Yes.
There's a school where your kids are going. There are people you interact with that you have to keep at a float.
Yes.
That means money has to keep coming.
Yes.
And you realize most of your things are not like, it's not like a pay slip end month where, you know, even if I don't go to job today, salary time, the salary will be there. You have to go do business. You have to go make deals.
Yes.
And these deals, they overlap into your weekends, they overlap into your holidays, they overlap into your free time that you could spend with your kids and even your family.
Ones, yes.
Exactly. You don't have time for yourself.
So among these types of wellness, you talked of mental, social, physical, and otherwise. Is there one that we say if you crack one, the others will fall in place, or you have to do them simultaneously?
Actually, it's a package. Let me say it so. It comes like a package where one complements the other.
Yes.
If I'm physically fit, for me to be physically fit, I have to watch what I'm putting on the table. Okay? So I have to watch on diet. For me to be physically fit or be able to go and even do exercise, I have to be mentally okay.
Do I have to be heavily built like my producer to be physically fit? Or I can be as thin as my cameraman and I'm fit?
So there's definition of what we call physical fitness.
Yes, that is what I wanted to share with my viewers.
Yes. So in medicine, we do what we call a BMI, body mass index.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a calculation that we do. And from there, I will give you like there's a classification where I will say you are overweight, you are obese,
or underweight.
Like
me, is this something you can look without having to work out? So that I can know today whether I'm underweight, because I suspect I'm underweight.
Oh, you're suspecting you're underweight?
Yes.
I do want my honest opinion on this.
This show might end, so continue.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So, as I've said, we calculate the BMI, to tell us where you are. And from there, if you are underweight, there are things that you need to do to make you have the normal weight. If you are overweight as well, remember, I've talked about physical activity. We've talked about diet. We've talked about controlling your stress levels. Yes.
And one of the ways, when we were growing up, we were told one of the ways to control stress levels is to have a lot of money. And you've debunked that, saying money is overrated, which I guess different people hold different views. So, for instance, is underweight a good thing or a bad thing? Before we come to overweight.
Being underweight is not a good thing, because remember, it's when you talk about underweight, that means you are not at the normal.
And is it underweight subject to someone or subject to
yourself?
To myself.
Yes. Okay. So because that's why we calculate your BMI. Yes. So it's underweight subject to yourself. This means either you are losing something in your body, you are losing something, or you have a sickness that is not diagnosed. So we need to take care of that.
Yes.
So it's either we take care of the feeding, we take care of the sickness that you're having.
Yes.
Does
sleep comes as package as part of wellness? How many times should an adult sleep, or it doesn't count for wellness?
Good question. Sleep is one of the most important aspects of wellness. And an adult should actually sleep in about 7 to 8 hours a day.
I hear those who sleep for more than 5 hours are signing a contract with poverty.
This is where
not at the risk of speaking bad to them, but that's what I hear. So that's why we are here to debunk that an adult should sleep for. You said 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours.
7 to 8 hours.
Yes. Is that? Please clarify for them. Is it the time you put yourself on the bed, or the time you start sleeping?
Okay.
The time you're lost while sleeping.
You can put yourself on the bed and stay 4 hours without sleeping.
Yes.
So we don't count those hours.
So you count the time you are lost.
You've slept.
You've slept.
Yeah, like I went to bed. Because I can go to bed at 6 p.m.
Yes.
But I will start sleeping at 11.
Yes. So you should start counting from 11.
So start counting from 11.
Okay.
From 6 to 11, you are just resting.
Okay.
Yes.
So you say sleep is part and parcel of wellness program.
Yes.
So an adult should sleep for 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours.
Yes.
How about kids?
So what happens with sleep pattern is the sleep pattern varies with age, and as you age, you realize the sleeping hours become less. Yes. So a newborn can sleep even 14 hours.
Yeah, I know of a kid who sleep for 14, 16 hours.
Yes. And they're fine.
We thought they are dead.
And they're fine.
Yes.
You as an adult, if you try to sleep for 14 hours, trust me, there's a way you will
It is
wake
not
up
possible.
feeling okay. If you manage to sleep for the 14 hours, then you will wake up either feeling sick, like you've slept to help you, but you wake up either feeling sick
Yes.
or just feeling something is amiss.
So too much of something is also dangerous.
Exactly. So everything in moderation. Yes. So the sleep pattern changes with age.
Yes.
And as we grow old, our sleep pattern, like the sleeping hours reduce. Yes.
Umesikia daktari amesema kulala ni masaa 7 kwenda mbele. Under that, you are doing a disservice to yourself and your body. So come to eating. As part of wellness.
Yes.
Should I have all the meals in a day, or I can do with? There are others that I can make do without.
Well, when it comes to food,
even before we get to what we are eating, we just start with the frequency of eating.
Yes, and what we are eating is more for the nutritionists, but we can always catch on what should be there in your plate. Yes. So in terms of eating, I would say sometimes you're not able to get the 3 square meal, but you can make a pattern for yourself.
This is breakfast, lunch, and
like
dinner.
Yes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
I think that's what most people or average households have.
That would count for basic.
Exactly, the basic meal.
And it's not automatic. There are others who go without it.
Yes, but then there is some things like snacks that comes in.
Yes.
So somebody can have maybe an evening snack. Yes. At the 10 a.m. snack and all that. So for the basic meal, it's always good to have the 3 square meal. If you can afford to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes.
Is appreciated. But sometimes maybe because of the work schedule you have or financial constrictions, you can say I'll have 2 meals in a day, but have a pattern so that your body can adjust to that pattern.
Okay.
Because I'll be having lunch and dinner.
Yes.
I mean breakfast and dinner.
Yes, and you skip
so
lunch.
Then I'm skipping lunch. So constantly you have that pattern of breakfast and dinner.
It's 101.
Oh, yes. So your body knows and
it adjusts to that.
It adjusts to that. And our bodies are made in a way that what we give them, they adjust to it.
A curious question.
Yes.
Is fasting part of wellness?
Yes. Intermittent fasting.
Please speak to us about it.
Yes. So fasting actually helps. We don't go for the chronic way of fasting.
Which is?
Okay, when I talk about chronic way of fasting, I'm talking about the...
Na hopo hujawatukana mtu yote mwenye nafast.
Yes. Like, I mean, the people fast like 40 days.
Yes.
Well, I know that was done in the Bible.
Yes.
And we thank God for that. But you realize 40 days of fasting, some people do 40 days without water. It's a dry fasting. No water at all. Your body dehydrates. Trust me, you go for just 3 days without water, your body becomes cracky. So you can't do chronic fasting. We want intermittent fasting, whereby we do for cleaning. We call it to clean your digestive system. Yes.
So I hear you submitting that ideally water is very critical in the life of a person.
Yes.
And even those who had the privilege, a rare one I would admit, of fasting, should also do an intermittent one where they also take some cups of water.
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of mental health, which is also important, does it have to be based on what you interact with, what you observe, what you read, what you watch, that in one or the other might undermine your mental health as part of wellness? Are you having a caveat on the things that people should interact with as part of furthering wellness, mental health as part of wellness?
So in terms of mental wellness, it's also like there are things that are involved in mental wellness. So first of all is what you interact with, because remember your brain is what you feed it. So what you interact with, all the way from your house to your work and the people you interact with as well. Because you can have a very calm home, very loving family, but your job is very stressful. So if we don't take in consideration the part where your job is very stressful, your mental well-being is compromised. When you come from work with all that stress, you come home. Remember, you are very loving family.
Yes.
But you have this baggage from work that you are carrying home.
Yes.
And any small thing will irritate you.
Yes.
Okay? In terms of productivity, even at work, your productivity goes down.
Yes.
Okay? And this comes, you asked me about sleep.
Yes.
Sleep is one of the most important aspects of both physical and mental wellness. You have stress, you've not slept enough. Let's say you say some people sleep for 4 hours,
4 hours,
or 3 hours.
Those who want to outpace poverty sleep for 3 or 4 hours.
Yes, you want to make money. Very important.
Yes.
You want to make money. Yes. So you sleep for 3 hours. Go to an 8 to 5 job, which is very intense.
Yes.
Maybe you are a manager.
Yes.
Or a director. You have a group of people who are looking up to you to come and give directives.
Yes.
Remember, you've not slept. You are. I can tell you, as small as just moving a glass in front of you can make you slap someone.
Yes.
Because mentally you are unstable.
You're unstable.
You are unstable. You come from that job because of the drowsiness you have.
Yes.
You've not achieved your target for the day.
Yes.
So you have these, let me say, the work baggage carried home to your kids, to your sisters, to your children. Then you get your child, who is very innocent.
Yes.
They just want to interact with you. Mommy or daddy,
yes.
This is what I had from school. You don't want to hear that sound because it's frustrating you.
Yes.
You've not slept. You've not finished your job in the office. You have people who are looking up to you to give them tomorrow's directive.
Yes.
That means you're coming home. You're still not going to sleep again.
Yes.
Accumulation of sleep. What happens? I said lack of sleep, a lot of stress. The cortisol levels goes up.
It affects productivity.
It affects your body. Let's start by your body. You become obese.
Yes.
Cortisol levels are up. Cortisol levels are.
So they can even be happy without eating.
Yes.
Because when you were growing up, you were told someone who is obese is someone who eats a lot.
Eats a lot.
Yes.
But that's not the aspect. We have people who are on medication and they're on medication which contributes to obesity.
Yes.
Yes. So it's not like they're eating. Actually, you can find they eat very
little.
Yes.
Very little.
But they're obese.
They're obese.
Yes. So you have obesity. Remember, I talked about another side effect of cortisol is leading to things like diabetic. You start being diagnosed with diabetes. You become like you have high blood pressure. All this, remember, are just coming up from one source of stress.
Yes.
Your work. That which was not taken into consideration. And it has piled up. Now it has contributed to your physical well-being. It has affected your physical well-being.
Yes.
It has affected your emotional well-being. It has affected your mental well-being.
Yes.
And it has also affected your social well-being. You don't have a life. You're basically in office and work. Office and work are trying to achieve targets.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. So, from a doctor's perspective, do you think that when we capture this issue of wellness correctly, it will help even in cutting down our health expenditure? Because it speaks to the issue of preventive.
Yes, because
is that a fair assessment?
Very fair. Yes, very fair. And that's all about wellness.
Yes.
Being in the preventive side. Before you start having hospital admissions.
Yes.
Before you start spending millions going for treatments abroad, doing gastric bypass to reduce weight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And also before you start going for, let's say, mentally, you know, when people get so mentally broken, some people indulge into drugs, substance abuse.
Yes.
And you realize at a point you have somebody who was very active, who was very productive, who can no longer compose themselves, and they have to go to rehabilitation.
Yes.
They have to go to rehabs. They have to leave their family. So there's impact on the family. Yes. So we are more on the preventive side, and this saves a lot financially, both at family level, even to the government level. Yes, because you are in good health. You are hardly going to come to me with a condition like diabetic. You are hardly going to come to me with a condition like hypertension. You are hardly going to come to me. You got an accident on the way driving to work because you are sleepy.
You're stressed. You're sleepy.
Yes.
Okay. So you've talked about obesity and diabetes. What other lifestyle diseases that could be sorted out through wellness?
There's so many. Cancer.
Oh,
Yes. Colon cancer.
it has a relationship with what we eat.
What we eat.
Okay.
We have colon cancer. We have, I'll call it, many prefer better understanding.
If we address what makes it to our table,
yes,
we are on the right track towards sorting out some of these lifestyle diseases.
Exactly. Okay. You address what goes into your table. You've cut off, like, definitely you're going to cut off weight.
Yes.
By cutting off weight, you've prevented so many diseases.
So is it about time that people start, for those who can, minding about what they eat, including if you have a control of, if you can have your small garden farm where you control the sukuma wiki you eat, the farm produce that you eat, is that part of wellness discussion?
Yeah, that's part of wellness discussion. And I can say you don't have to have a shamba to eat healthy, because let's say for people maybe in the city centers, they are just in a rented house. There's no garden somewhere you're going to.
I see some sacks on top of the roof with the skuma sprouting.
But let's take maybe a common man. Maybe in the other side of town, let's say like Eastlands. You don't have a place where you're going to put skuma wiki.
So you eat what you eat.
That means you have to buy it. Okay. You can still eat healthy, and I always say eating healthy is one of the least expensive things. Because basically most of your products come from the garden. You don't have to go look for mayonnaise in the supermarket.
It could be a garden along the sewer line. That's precisely my point. Yes, it's a garden you're not in charge of, but it could be probably along the sewer line or Nairobi River that passes through Isili all the way Dandora up to. Hypothetically, I could be wrong. Yes. So how do we sort out that, or we just say kufa biria kufa dereva? We'll deal with it because that's the best you could get.
I think with the current, let me say in the current condition where we are in this country, especially in Nairobi, where I think we are overpopulated, and we have no control of what is being sold to us.
The source of our food
exactly.
Supplies,
you just go, you buy what is there, hoping that it came from somewhere.
So in line with your guidance as a doctor, that we should, one of the ways of addressing wellness issues is to try to the extent possible of being in control of what makes it to your table or your plate. How then do we balance that? Or we just work with utmost good faith that what we are being supplied with has met all quality controls requirements, and therefore ours is just to decide junk, non-junk, or otherwise. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I think as we are, especially in the city center, we just hope that what is being sold to us is of good quality. Okay? Because we don't have so much control on it. When I come from here, I go to my mama mboganda, I buy what is there. Because I don't have a garden, maybe I don't have a garden somewhere where I can go get it. Or when I go to the supermarket to buy even, let me say, unga, that's flour. You're just hoping that what is there is of good quality and doesn't have those toxins that can affect your body and give you cancer and all that. So we just work with them. Let me say prayer. Kufa gari kufa dereva. Yes.
Is wellness possible without a budget?
Yes.
It's possible?
Yes.
Without a budget?
Like, what do you mean without a budget?
We are in a country where unemployment is on the highest part, or the highest proportion. And so the majority of Kenyans do not have gainful employment. There are people who struggle to put a meal on the table. And these are the people that you'd call on them to practice wellness. My question is it possible to practice wellness without money? Or it could be as little as what you can afford?
Maybe I don't know how some people are going to get this, but the most healthy people are actually people with less money.
The most healthy people?
They are people with less money.
No wonder my producer is. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yes, him is a dynasty.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
because they don't have so much luxury to junks.
Yes.
Okay.
They can't afford.
They can't afford it.
Yes. And they're doing more with the little they have.
Yes. With the little they have,
yes,
this person will be like, let me say, 4 days of the week,
yes,
they're eating greens,
yes,
vegetables. Okay?
Yes.
They're eating greens.
Yes.
This person doesn't have access to, like,
yes,
let's say it's a family of 4. The rest is a family of 4. Even going to buy meat
yes,
from the butchery
is a luxury.
Is a luxury.
Yes.
And if they get it, it can be once
yes,
in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So
you are saying wellness is possible, with whatever you have, with the small budget you have.
It's possible.
Okay.
Because when you have so much money,
yes,
what happens? Today is a holiday.
Yes.
You are in the mall.
Yes.
Enjoying all the junks that are available.
I hope you are not saying you and I are here because we don't have money. I hope. Anyway, on a light touch. Okay. But we are here for the benefit of informing and educating our viewers.
Exactly.
And could it speak to issues of the issue of why this health awareness, wellness has not picked up is because of lack of awareness. I was speaking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me that we would continue struggling as a country with the issue of health unless we prioritize family health. Is that an issue that, because out there people think I have to have millions to live a better life, but they don't know, as this Tanzanian musician once said, that maisha mafupi ni simple life is possible. It's possible. Simple life is possible. Is it lack of awareness amongst our people? Thank you so much, Daktari. This far we spoke to the issue of why the level of awareness in the country is the level of awareness in the country an issue with respect to wellness.
Yes, definitely. I think so many people are not educated or aware of what is called wellness.
Yes.
Some people think, like, as long as you are not sick, as long as you don't have headache,
yes,
as long as you are not vomiting,
yes,
you are healthy. But health goes beyond just absence of sickness, as I stated earlier. So there's that lack of awareness. And I think even at our primary levels of care,
yes,
there is no holistic education on what wellness entails.
Yes.
You go to maybe a dispensary because you are sick, you get tested for malaria or things, you get treated and you go back home. But you hardly get to have a sit down with someone who will educate you on what should you do to make your life better. Like, what should you be eating? Which type of activities should you be doing? Your mental well-being, your social well-being. Like, generally, there's no, I can say yes, our awareness on wellness is not up to date. People think being healthy is just, I'm okay, I'm not sick, I don't have to go to the doctor.
Is it the issue of wellness? I'm still on that. The issue of wellness, is it supposed to be a personal choice or decision, or is it supposed to be a government initiative?
Okay, it comes from both sides. It should be both government initiative and a personal choice.
Yes.
As I always tell even my patients is, I will do like 40% on wellness.
Yes.
The remaining 60% is you to do it. Because after you come from my office, you are going home. What you're going to eat is now on you to make the choice. Okay? I will tell you, I will guide you on you will have a talk with my nutritionist, they will guide you on what to eat. You will have a talk with the psychotherapist, they will tell you how to maneuver what is stressing you up. I will tell you what to do so that you don't come tomorrow with elevated sugars. But at the end of the day, the 60% is you who is going to do it.
In simple terms, is wellness a destination or a journey?
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Awareness is a journey. I always say it's a longevity journey. It's prolonging your life. Okay? These are things you do not because you are sick. Okay? Not because you are admitted. These are things you do so that you don't fall sick and you live longer.
So it's not something you say, I have achieved it, now I can stop.
No, it's a lifelong journey.
It's a lifelong journey.
Yes. Okay.
So if I start eating vegetables without sugar and oil, that's a condemned journey that I have to live forever.
Yes, I always like there's something we say, like if you want to be diabetic free,
Yes.
or you don't want hypertension, eat like you already have it. Like eat like the person who was diabetic, or eat like the person who has hypertension. And it comes back to the family level,
Yes.
where you find in a family maybe one person is diabetic,
Yes.
so they have a special diet,
Yes.
the diabetic diet, which is mostly contain brown foods.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then the remaining people are okay, so
Yes.
they eat the normal food. So you realize there's always two cooking going on
At the same time.
at the same time.
It's a bit stressful.
Yes, there's somebody, okay, me, I'm going to eat the brown rice.
Yes.
The other one is going to eat
Yes.
white rice. So they do two pots. But at the end of the day, I will say, if you have a diabetic person in the house,
Yes.
that diet is so good, by the way. It's nutrient rich.
Nutrient rich.
Yes, and it also prevents you from getting
Is this
there.
the one that you find you're being told that buffet is for those who do not take salt,
Yes.
oil?
Yes, you find
It's
you're
as plain as it
told.
can be.
Yeah,
Those
you're
plain things are the better.
you are told this one is there's no salt. There is maybe oil is less oil,
Yes.
or no sugar.
Yes.
These are brown rice, these are white rice,
Yes.
brown chapati, white chapati.
At what stage should someone start a wellness program?
As I think as much as long as you are at what stage?
Yes.
Oh.
Let me make it a bit clearer. Can a 3-year-old baby start a wellness program?
Yes, you can start a 3-year-old.
So you're saying, I hear you to be saying that ideally there is no right or wrong stage for starting a wellness program.
Yes, at any stage you can, because let's say to our world nowadays,
Yes.
the current world we
Yes.
are in, there's a lot of junks,
Yes.
and it's a very busy world that there are two things that have happened. We've lost the mobility.
Yes.
Either say you come from here, you are in your car, you
Yes.
drive off.
Yes.
You come from here, if you don't have a car, you can still order Uber. Like there's that easy accessibility.
Yes.
So we don't walk that much. Okay.
Yes.
Another thing, there's a lot of junks which are affordable.
Yes.
So we actually eat junks. Okay. And even the foods that are there that we think are healthy, like I think I've seen in the newspapers, there have been a lot of issues being told. The meat we eat in Nairobi
Yes.
is not okay. Some of them they're saying are not even cow, they're not even beef. Some are donkeys.
Yes.
So you don't even know what you're eating. So with that, and even the mothers, how we feed that 3-year-old baby you're talking about,
Yes.
they're being fed on junks.
Yes.
Okay, there is no longer those days when you're being raised up, and my mother will go to a posho mill with a mixture of I don't know all the concoctions,
Yes.
yes, to make porridge. Okay,
Yes.
nowadays we buy
Yes.
ready-made porridge.
Yes.
We buy yogurts, and some of them are not healthy yogurts for babies.
Yes.
We definitely feed our babies on junks.
Yes.
You find a 3-year-old baby
Yes.
weighing so much.
Yes.
They are very heavy. They're already obese
Yes.
at 3 years. You can imagine if this baby continues to grow on this junk.
Yes.
By the time they get 10 years of age, they are overweight.
So this thing we are here that will be given a new body in heaven. We just deal with what we have on life is a hoax.
It's okay. And the new body in heaven is good.
Yes.
But there's also comfort that comes with the body you have.
Yes.
I can tell you, personally, I'm very comfortable with the body I have.
Yes.
And I'm very sensitive to when I gain even 1 kg.
Now Jantukana.
Yeah. Sijakutusi.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Like I just tend to keep checking the weight. Like if I gain 1 kg, I try to check what happened this week or what happened 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
The physical activity levels.
Yes.
How much of physical exercise have I done? How was the food on my table? Have I traveled a lot? Because if you travel a lot, you realize you're not home. Mostly you eat from the hotels and the restaurants.
Yes.
So you are more on junks. Okay? And mentally, where am I? Am I depressed? Because this is one thing that I always say when I talk about mental health
Yes.
and even depression. There people cope in different ways with depression.
Yes.
There are people who overeat when they're depressed.
Yes.
And
that's their coping mechanism.
That's their coping mechanism.
Okay.
And it makes a lot of sense. When I talk about hormones that are involved,
That's a good depression.
yes, there are a lot of the hormones involved
Yes.
in depression
Yes.
actually facilitate that eating, and they make you have a love for more sugary content.
It elevates those hormone levels, and this is what we are seeing. What you are seeing manifests itself by wanting to eat more and more.
Yes, the hormone, like, it makes you want sugary things.
Yes.
Like the things that you know are not healthy for you. Those are things you want to eat.
Yes.
So they overeat. So when you are depressed, then you are like, but why are you saying you're depressed and you're gaining weight? Basically, that person is depressed. They're overeating. It's not like they're just saying it.
Yes.
Therefore, when they're depressed, they isolate completely.
Yes.
That means if they're staying alone, they're hardly cooking. They're not eating.
Yes.
They isolate. Yes. So that point, you realize with depression, someone can gain, someone can lose.
Yes.
Okay? But in our community setup,
yes,
we know someone with depression should be sleeping, like they're off the grid.
Yes.
But there is what we call high functioning depression. Yes. These are people who you will hardly notice they're depressed. Actually, they become very productive with the depression.
Are these people who have money? Money as a way of hiding.
Money as a way of hiding depression, by the way.
Yes.
And I always say it's very unfortunate in our
When
world.
you meet my producer, would you know he's depressed?
Unless I have a sit down with him.
You see, you cannot tell.
Unless I have a sit down with him. But if you've known someone for so long, by the way, you can easily tell if something is off. Either from how they interact, or how they dress. Like you will feel that low energy or the high energy. So I can say we talk about even the 3-year-old baby that I told you by the time they reach 10 years, they are obese. This person, how confident are they in their body? Okay, do they feel comfortable? When they're with their age mates with that weight?
So this notion that just give me money and I'll be well, it's perfect.
Give me money and I will be well.
I can eat what I'm supposed to eat.
What I'm supposed to eat.
I can go to the best gym. I can jog. I can do with everything that money can afford.
What I can say, give me money and I'll be well. Why it's also close to being perfect is because you are able to afford most of these services. Because one thing I know is wellness services are very expensive. I offer one, so I know they are very expensive. Because you will need a fitness coach.
The privileged.
Okay. Sometimes you realize you need a fitness coach, you need a nutritionist, you need a psychotherapist, okay? Then you need to have your doctor on call. All these people you are paying, they're not free services. So yeah, so if you have a pay slip of 10,000, you are basically not going to afford to have these people on board.
But earlier on you said wellness is possible without a budget.
It's possible without a budget. That means in terms of what you've been put on your table, it's possible. But holistically it could be expensive. But you realize just that small prevention. And why am I even saying it's possible without a budget? Let's go to this point. These people without a budget, they're hardly in Ubers, they're hardly driving. That means their physical activity is on top notch. They don't need a fitness trainer to achieve a daily target. They basically walk average 10 kilometers. So they keep fit. Okay? This person...
No wonder my cameraman is fitter than me. He left his car. He always leave his car at home and walk to work.
Nice. Yeah, I have to say, if you can walk or cycle to work, cycle. Yes.
Fine. Does the government have a role in wellness? Because wellness is one of the ways to avoid these lifestyle diseases, the likes of and other issues, other uninvited consequences like depression, and etc., etc., etc. Currently, we've been seeing near paralysis in the health sector with doctors on the streets for this issue of interns, and behind. You know, when you see one employee, the name of an intern, but it's a whole chain of people depending on that. So that helps in elevating stress levels, even at household level. And could we say that even the government has a role in warding off depression?
Yes.
Which speaks into wellness or lack of it.
Yes, government has a bigger role because if you're in a dysfunctional government, or let's put that in parentheses, like in a dysfunctional government, where every day you wake up, you have to think very hard. Okay, you are jobless. Let's say, for example, the interns. Those are people.
Yes.
They have families.
Yes.
Some of those interns have kids, wife, or a husband.
It's a whole chain.
It's a whole chain.
People who
depend on them.
Yes.
Remember, these interns are not just on. Okay, actually, they're not on strike.
Yes.
They're requesting to be posted.
Yes.
Because they can't be on strike anyway. They have not even been posted.
Yes.
Okay, you are waiting for 1 year to get posted by the government.
Yes.
This 1 year, you've done medicine for 6 years.
Yes.
Some 7 years for the foreign trained. In some countries, 7 years.
Yes.
Or even 7.5.
Yes.
Then you come back to your country after 6 or 7 years. You've
just allow me to cut you short for the benefit of our viewers.
Yes.
Could you please clarify that these medical interns we're talking about are not your ordinary interns?
Yes.
These are the people who actually do the ward rounds and actually have. Could you please take this opportunity and clarify so that for the benefit of the viewers, they understand that when you're talking about med interns, it's not your normal, ordinary, typical interns.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Because I think what we've seen in the past few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, is where the Minister for Health herself saying the interns, the medical interns, aren't so much.
Yes.
And she wants that salary to be
slashed
down. And now the question comes.
In fact, he says who pays salary to interns?
Yes, like they were like interns. Most interns in Kenya actually are not being paid.
Yes.
Then you have medical interns.
They are paid 25,000.
Yes.
By government.
So they want to bring this salary down. What we forget is, I can assure you.
Yes.
Any minute you walk into a government facility,
yes,
the person who is going to serve you there,
chances are you are landing in the hands
is
of an
intern.
Okay.
Is this intern who is going to take care of you from day one?
So who is an intern?
Okay, an intern is actually an intern is a qualified doctor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that is what makes difference of medical internship from other interns.
Yes.
An intern is a qualified doctor.
So this is someone who has gone the 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years.
And has been placed in the hands of a supervisor.
Yes.
Who kind of mentors them.
Yes.
While they're doing the internship.
Exactly. Now.
Can they treat?
They treat.
Okay.
They treat. That's why they are actually the ones running government facilities.
Okay.
Okay. Now, an intern is a qualified doctor. They have satisfied a whole board that they can they can practice medicine.
Yes.
The only difference with Kenya is for you to get into the real practice of medicine, you have to get license from KMPDC. For KMPDC to give you the license, you have to do the 1 year mandatory internship. It's not optional, it's a mandatory internship. And that internship you get posted by the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
And when they post you, let me break down for you a workload of an intern.
Yes.
So that when you talk about an intern, a medical intern getting a salary and not a stipend, why? During my internship, for example, I did internship in one of the county's busiest hospitals.
Yes.
I remember my first department, it was internal medicine.
Yes.
I was the only intern in that department.
And it was a busy facility.
It's a busy facility, a capacity of 68 beds, full,
yes,
to a point that they are sharing. I'm the only intern.
Yes.
I have to come in very early in the morning, do a 68-bed ward round before the consultants come in, so that I can know each of my patients.
Yes.
After that ward round, the consultant will come in, do another ward round with that consultant.
Yes.
Okay? After that ward round, I'm left with a list of things to do.
Yes.
I'm the only intern. And I'm to do all that work. And we all know our government facilities. There's always something missing and you have to run looking for it and all that.
Yes.
When you are done, you have to review. Because remember, you have some critical patients that you have to go back and review them.
Yes.
And give, if need to call your consultant, you have to call them to come and help you.
Yes.
Yes. So that is a typical day. This is an intern who goes to this hospital at 6 a.m. They will come from there sometimes
so
9
technically they're the ones
p.m.
running the operations of
They are the
house.
ones running that operation. They don't have a life, no social life, no family life throughout your internship.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
How do you expect to pay this person 25,000 as a stipend to survive on a job that they are doing? Even calls, some calls even go 48 hours. They have never seen their houses. They don't know their families.
I know people, our viewers might be wondering why we are discussing this, but it's because it's tied with the whole aspect of wellness.
Of wellness.
Yes, because you cannot, ideally, you cannot trust a doctor who has got his or her own personal challenges to offer services if from where they're coming from, they're already depressed. And the government, or on this account, government is blamed for depressing the medics. So as we head towards wrapping up, what are some of the 3 things that you'd want to see, or you'd put across to the general masses with respect to wellness must do, that you think if people were to start doing it, it will put us on the right trajectory towards having a healthy nation?
Okay, so just to wrap up with the 3 things, but before I wrap up, I'll go back to the internship. But you put a point which is very important. You can't trust a doctor who is depressed
or having our own challenges.
Exactly. And our government has failed in that sector because, as I've told you, a typical day of an intern, an intern who has not rested. So we talk about wellness, about mental health, they are exhausted. They have not slept. They have not even seen their families. Emotionally, they're depressed. Okay? You expect this person to still sit here. Financially now, you are depressing them even further. So it's like a clear call to our government to consider before we just jump out there and talk about an intern. An intern should not even be paid. Can we ask ourselves which type of work is this intern doing? Okay. Now on the 3 things I will say when it comes to wellness. First of all, our government need to step up on. They should be in the front line of preventive medicine. And part of preventive medicine is the wellness we've talked about. Until then, we'll spend a lot of money on insurances, on NHIF, covering up for chronic conditions that will have been prevented. So it's a call to the government to be actively involved in community sensitization. Community education. It's as easy as I saw the other day. The minister said they have so many community health providers who can do much better work than even the interns, but it's okay. Can we use those community health providers to educate our community on the importance of preventive medicine and what it entails when we talk about preventive medicine?
Is it about time that our curriculum have an aspect of preventive healthcare being infused into the curriculum, so that at household level, by the time you get into higher levels of education, it becomes part and parcel of our culture?
Well, I think Kitambo, it used to be there. There was what we call home science, which we have been taught cooking, healthy foods, healthy diet, and you will know which food contains which nutrients and all that. It used to be there. So such like things, those home science back into the the curriculum will be good.
So is there hope that with wellness being embraced at national level, we are on our journey towards a healthy nation?
Yes.
There's hope.
There's hope.
Is the government doing much to put us firmly on that trajectory?
Not so much currently.
What do you want the government to do?
As we are right now, what I will want the government to do is, first of all, we can't talk about wellness and a healthy nation with the amputated health sector.
Okay, you are calling our health sector amputated. Could you please clarify?
Okay, this is a health sector that's almost collapsing. You have doctors on strike. You have like nurses, clinical officers, all called saying,
Yes.
we are going on strike.
Yes.
Remember, these are the backbones
Yes.
of our health facilities.
Yes.
And if you check on any health facility logo, you'll see they have written health, wellness, and it's always three things they have written there. So it's not just health.
Yes.
There's wellness part of it.
Yes.
We need these people to be present.
Yes.
We, like right now, I'm here. I'm maybe talking about wellness.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But there's someone who is walking into a facility somewhere. There's no doctor.
Yes.
They are on strike. Who's going to educate them?
Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, that we can't talk about achieving wellness or a healthy nation
Yes.
when our health sector is almost collapsing. Can the government put in order the health sector? And with that, when we have the right number of doctors, when we have the right number of nurses, the right number of clinical officers and all that, then we can say, we have the numbers, let's go to the community level, educate these people. Those who are coming to the facility, they don't get me so frustrated handling 110 patients in 1 minute. I can have time to talk to them and even tell them, yes, I've given you medication for cholesterol, but on your diet.
Enough on being the case of on the government.
Yes.
Please look at this camera and speak to the people, the ordinary mwananchi, on issues of wellness. What are the bare minimum that, as a doctor, you'd want to see them embrace in a manner that puts them on the firm trajectory towards having a healthy life?
Okay, so to the general mwananchi, yule mtoto wako chini unasema, I can't afford I can't afford to have a therapist, I can't afford to have a nutritionist, I can't afford to have a fitness trainer, all that. Your health is basically in your hands. It's about what you eat. Okay, can you have a day to walk? 30 minutes to 1 hour of walk. Just walking, make steps. At least have a target of 10,000. You can say 10,000 steps in a day, which is very possible to do. And then what you put on your table. Okay, I think one of the most affordable foods around is vegetables, sukuma wiki. They are very accessible and very affordable. Yes. My dear, there is no medal in eating meat from Monday to Sunday. You're just creating harm to your body.
I know, my viewers.
With the small amount you have,
I agree with you.
with 50 bob you have, you can buy very nice vegetable, make with ugali somewhere, and just eat. That's a healthy diet.
Thank you.
Okay, and you get your banana from the nearby market. Mama mboga is 10 bob. Eat that. Yeah. So I think to the general mwananchi, first of all, know that your well-being is not lack of disease.
Yes.
It's not lack of sickness, like you are not. It's not about because you don't have headache.
Yes.
Your well-being starts from being physically fit, having the right weight, being mentally fit, know what you are exposing yourself to. With the era of social media, with the era of TikTok and Instagram and all that, the pressure is too much. Can you just watch on what you are exposing yourself to? The people you interact with. Like, you see, there are some things you can avoid. Like, there's too much pressure on social media, by the way. And some of them are false. Like, you want to live like the person you see in social media, but reality is that person is just making a video, 2 minutes video for you. So try to live your life. Okay? Yes. In terms of social wellness, those who have a privilege of having family support, open up, talk to your families. Don't swallow it all in. Sometimes it becomes so bulky for you to carry all. So talk to the people you love.
You're saying create safe spaces where you can talk it out.
Yes.
The way of releasing that extra energy.
Exactly. If you have a free day, like a long holiday, you have a friend somewhere, go visit that person. Just check on them. Like, create that social bond with the few people you can trust. People who doesn't give you pressure. The people can give you a lot of pressure. Thank you so much, boundaries.
Clearly, it shows that this is a conversation that can not end, and therefore we might consider having you on set for a second version of the discussion. And as you rightly say, that your health is your wealth.
Yes.
And wellness does not mean absence of diseases. It's something that you need to take into consideration, even without waiting to be sick. visit the doctor. It can help putting away a doctor for some time. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence and your discussion. We believe that our viewers will benefit from this. And to all our viewers, those who have subscribed, we thank you so much for supporting us this far and journeying with us this far. And to those who have not subscribed, we request that you kindly subscribe to continue supporting this product.